everybody, welcome back to Relentless Talk Radio. This is episode 88. Sorry for the delay. We had a little bit of technical difficulty. We're beating technology into submission every day. So this is episode 88. It's a Stay on Target episode, and I am here with Stephanie. Is it BeeBe?
BeeBe.
BeeBe. I always say it the wrong. You know, it's funny how you see someone's name online forever and you never actually say it out loud. So BeeBe.
I love that. I was a part of the BeeBe store, but I'm not.
Yeah. So tell everybody who you are and what it is that you do.
Well, I am, we all reference ourselves as a parent or some sort in that regards, right? But I am a mom. I'm a mom of three. I have an 8, 10, and 13-year-old. And I say that with a lot of pride because it took us many years to actually have children. And so now we do. But my name is Stephanie, and I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I've been a health junkie forever, and I think that started with my parents and how they gave us an upbringing with really growing our own food. My dad was a hunter, and so we hardly got anything from the store. Everything was homegrown or done in a way from home. And I'm here to just help other people learn how to live a really healthy lifestyle.
So, you know what's funny? Last night I had a different guest. The health and fitness segment, always I'm scrambling sometimes because there was someone else that was supposed to go on. I literally texted you at, I don't even know what time it was late last night, and said, Stephanie, will you save me tomorrow? My guest did not put me in his calendar, and he's on a modeling shoot tomorrow, and would you come in and talk? So we didn't even have time to test before this episode, and I just love that about you. You just jump on stuff, and that's like a perfect example of a mom. Like you just like, okay, let's just figure it out. I just love that about moms. So
yeah, what do we need to do to make it happen?
Yeah, like let's just figure it out, right? But my dad is also a hunter, and that's something. It's interesting because some people who are animal advocates, I understand they don't eat animals and they don't like the idea that animals get killed and gun thing. However, the way I grew up, and I think that it sounds like you grew up the same way, was I would rather my dad go out and shoot a deer that he killed, you know what I mean? As opposed to go somewhere else and we have some weird background noise. So I'm just checking to see if we have something going on here. To me, having growing your own food and having your dad go out and put the steak that's on your plate there's something honorable about that, and I really love that.
Well, I absolutely agree. And it was interesting growing up because our parents discussed it. And they were always like, should we let them know what they're actually eating? And they hosted a lot of dinners. And it was always a question of, do we want to let people know? And of course, there were several adults who were like, oh my gosh, this is very special. Thank you so much for this invitation and being a part of it. And my dad would give away food. He had that ability that his freezer was always so full that he would gift it to a lot of neighbors or friends, or if something happened to somebody in the community, he could literally take fish or the venison or whatever it was over, and they would have lots of food for a while. And I didn't realize at that time how special that was. As a child, you just don't. And we had plenty. So you didn't know and realize that people didn't. Now as an adult, we beg my dad to bring us, and including myself, my children, my husband, we all beg my dad to bring his special meat. And we call it Papa's steak or Papa's fish. Because they unfortunately they've grown up in a situation where they know how special it is. But my dad gets so excited when everyone falls in love with what he prepares, because he did the whole thing, right? The whole experience. And now he's 75, 74, almost 75 tomorrow, actually. And that's a lot of work for a 75-year-old to have to do all of that himself.
My dad was scouting 2 weeks before he passed away.
I'm sure mine will be.
And I love that about him. Stephanie, this is really interesting because it's a real-time learning that you and I have had a lifetime commitment to health and fitness, and we have something in similar, and that is that when you have a respect for food, there's no accident that we ended up in the health and fitness industry, because we respect activity and we respect food. And as a result, we want to share that with people. So I just love that about you. You know,
Right.
why did you, is that one of the reasons why you chose to get in the health and fitness industry? Was it your
Not
dad?
whatsoever, but I think it was there, right? It was an upbringing. Plus, I grew up in Iowa, not on
Right,
not on a farm whatsoever, but it's nearby, and we had other people. So it was just part of our lifestyle to respect food and
right.
respect the people who grow it. But no, not whatsoever. I grew up going to college to get my 4-year degree and do something with that, and that didn't really gel with me.
Because you have a degree in accounting and finance, right?
I'm paralegal in accounting.
Yeah, and paralegal. So you've been, I looked at your I trolled you again. You know, so you say lots of sales, real estate, and you've been in a legal assistant.
Yep.
So you're a smarty.
I try.
Yeah. That's awesome. So how did you end up kind of in the health and fitness arena?
Purely accident, or however you want to look at it, right? Did the universe bring me here, or did it just kind of come into my life?
Right.
So I believe in both. And for me, I've been in. I was invited to a direct sales party at a very young age. I was a legal assistant, and I was in the office, and I never liked it. It just wasn't a great thing for me to really, honestly, to have to be somewhere on time. I got a lot of flack for being 1 to 3 minutes late, and I was never on time or early. That just isn't me. And
Yeah.
so it never felt right in that regards. But then there were situations that would come up, like my mom got sick, and my boss, we were a two-man show. My boss didn't want to let me go to be with her. And I didn't understand that because I've grown up with entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurs and business owners have been a part of our life forever. A big joke that I have is, in our family, you're either a carpenter, minister, musician, and you got to pick one of those. And then here I am, sales, right? I'm completely outside of it. But I watched that, and I watched the freedom that my family had, whether it was my grandfather or my dad, my brother, uncles, cousins, everybody owned their own business. Some financially successful, some not financially successful, but it didn't matter because they all had the successful time freedom and the ability to make choices and the ability to be in charge of their lives. And that's what I liked. And I found when I was in that office, I didn't have any of that, nothing whatsoever. So that's kind of what spurred me. And then
when you're in sales, you have all of the risk and none of the power.
Yeah.
Hated that part. Like I have to get a quota, which is what I'm doing every day anyway. I'm working for myself because my quota is my mortgage payment and my car payment. Like I don't need anybody telling me to reach my quota. I have one. It's on 4 wheels in my driveway and it's over my head. I don't need anybody telling me that I need to make more money. I'm aware of my situation, right?
Right.
But that drove me crazy. But the fact that I couldn't hire the admin that I needed or just make any decisions I needed to make, I had to go ask an HR representative, hey, is this okay? Or compliance. I was a financial advisor for a while, and the compliance part is like drove me insane because I couldn't market the way I wanted to or have certain conversations the way I wanted to, and that drove me nuts. So if I'm gonna have all the risk, I want all the dang power.
Well, that's exactly it. Right. Why I was a two-man show in an attorney's office and I did a lot of the work. He received all of the glory and there weren't any benefits to it. He invited us to his cabin. That was my benefit.
Yeah, well, great. And since then you've gone on some like amazing trips and stuff, I'm sure, right? Like you've been like everywhere. You travel everywhere with your kids and your husband.
We try.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what do you think the biggest lesson that you learned about being in business is?
So that was an interesting question when you asked that. And I had thought about it, but now speaking about my dad and the family, it all coincides together. And I think the biggest thing about being in business is you really have to be an advocate for yourself and not count on other people, even if you hire them. I'll just throw different professions out there. You still have to advocate for your own rights and so on. So I ran into some trouble because I hired someone to take care of our finances. and it did not go in a great direction. And watching my parents and the different family members involved, they were all the same way. And I think that's part of being a business owner is it is hard to let go and let other people run things. And we have to, because we have to allocate our time correctly. But at the same time, we have to know what's going on and we have to be smart about it and get our hands involved in the different areas, even if we've hired someone else to take care of us.
Yeah, you just can't turn your life over to an admin and hope that things are going to work out. You do. I mean, even if you were working in you're working for someone else, you'd have reporting structure, you'd have things to check in on. And I think a lot of business owners have learned that the hard way. When I have my consulting company, one of my first clients had a partner steal from him a significant amount of money. He opened up a separate bank account and he was dumping money into the bank account. And I get on the other side of the business relationship, I understand why he did that. They weren't the right partner for each other, And so each one of the partners was doing what they needed to do for themselves, and they were forgetting about the business. And one of them got caught doing the wrong thing, right? So, but they were both doing the wrong thing.
Right.
That was what was interesting about it.
And that's very interesting. And I saw that growing up in the legal field. I saw embezzlement happen with the office manager. And then with what happened to me, she was trying to better her life. And it hurt us. And it was like, why would you do that? It took 3 years of our life and quite a substantial amount of money to get past it. So the hurt's there, but I learned lessons. And I think that's another big part of business, and some things I've learned is we go through things that we can handle so that we can help other people.
100%. So Ron Bonstetter is coming on next, and he has a company called Target Training International, and he says manage but don't micromanage.
Yeah.
And that's true. You have to give people the grace and the girth to get things done the way they need to get it done within reason, but you do still need to manage them. So thanks, Ron. That's absolutely a good idea for sure. So we were talking today about staying on target. Now you and I are, we're in a similar industry together. We have a one team approach. We share the same nutrition partner. And we see each other regularly, and even though we're on different teams. But one of the things that I know about you is that you are very goal-driven, like I am. We both have some major goals, and we ended up in a conversation about 3 or 4 weeks ago where we were talking about what our goals were, and I thought, yeah, she's a goal-driven person. So I don't think it's any accident that you ended up on the Stay on Target episode by complete accident, because I think that you are very goal-driven. How do you stay on target?
It really comes down to consistency. I learned a long time ago that I love what I do, and I have a lot of fun doing what I do. So be a part of it, right? Enjoy it, soak it up, and do something. I'm sorry, my dogs are in the background.
This is what happens with entrepreneurs. We have a life, right? I got it.
Well, and now we all work from home, so experiences. But go tell Tyler he needs to go golf. But that's such a big part of it is touching the business every single day. And I do take time off. Trust me, I take a lot of time off. People think I work a lot more than I actually do, but I'm consistent with what I do. And I touch the business, I touch people, I check in, I see how things are going, and I do what I need to do, whether I have been on calls during maybe my husband's birthday or something like that, but then I'll give them the entire day the next day, right? So I schedule it out accordingly to what our life needs to be at that point, but I do dedicate to where I need to be for other people.
I think it's super important because I think that people go, Michelle, you're everywhere. I'm kind of, you know what I mean? I'm kind of everywhere. You know what I mean? I definitely know I've got more energy than the average bear. However, I actually do lie down. Like my friend's like, Michelle, you're resting. I'm like, yeah, I actually, how do you think I get everything done? Resting is actually on the calendar. You do need to take some time in your pajamas and watch something stupid. I watched Wolf on Wall Street the other day. A total brain candy. Just
right.
You need to stop and just rest or go camping or go do and then that's super important. And it's also important for your children to do that, don't you think?
Right. Absolutely. It's play hard, work hard, play hard. It's the same thing and in whichever order.
Yeah. So people can work with you on their health and fitness goals, but you also help people to earn a living, right? You have a team that works with you. You've got a rather large team too. You've been in the industry for a long time. How many years have you been in network marketing?
Well, in the actual industry has been 27 years.
Ah, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And how long with our mutual nutrition partner?
7.5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've built big teams in both organizations, correct?
Yeah, it's been three different organizations, and I'll even throw real estate in there as well. So about four that have given me the experience. And in all situations, we have done well. We have a lot of people who are interested. We have a lot of people who enjoy it. They become passionate about it. They want to share with other people. And unfortunately, they've been able to make incomes. Yeah,
That's really awesome. So what I love about what we do is you can get involved because you're just a health and fitness zealot and you're interested in having more energy, looking better, feeling better. Or if that's working for you, you can actually share with other people and either eat for free or you can actually earn a substantial income. In fact, you could actually earn well over $1 million. Some of the people in our company have earned millions. Our legacy club are millionaires, which I think is amazing because it's well over, I think it's 333 right now. Is that the number?
I think that's where we're at, right?
Yeah, that's really impressive, right?
Yes.
So people have time freedom. They're helping people with their health and nutrition goals, and they're creating abundance at the same time. And I love that about what we do. So what do you have going on that people can, work with you as far as health and fitness? Do you have any challenges happening lately? Or I know we're going to talk a little bit about the Relentless Reset in a second, but do you have anything going on yourself where people can work directly with you on their health and fitness or their financial goals?
Yeah, we're actually in the project of doing a new project and just making it more simple than we ever have before. And so the morning was spent working on this so that if people have a drive, that's all we need. If you have a drive and you want to succeed in this, and success is different to every single person, right? Could just be getting their food for free, a few extra $100 or up into the 6 figures and 7 figures, whatever it is. We have these systems in place and we just keep making them easier and easier for people. And so that's what we're working on right now. You just need the drive and we'll give you the rest as long as you do it.
Which, quite frankly, that's the hardest thing to find. You can teach people how to do certain things, but you really have to be hungry. So I love that you're focusing on that.
Yeah.
We have a challenge that we're doing now called the Relentless Reset, and your folks are absolutely welcome to join in. And I'm breaking up the last 4 months of the year into 4 challenges. So the first one is starting on September 14th. And, I've been a personal trainer for 36 years and a yoga teacher and a health coach. And so one of the things that I know is the first thing you have to create is consistency. And you talked about that earlier. So the first month is all going to be about people very simply saying how many times they plan on exercising a week and then having a commitment for the month to show up for themselves. Super simple. We're not going to get into like major food nutrition things. We're not going to get into major exercise direction. We're literally going to create a new habit in the first month. So your people are more than happy to join. You can just search on Facebook for Relentless Reset Challenge and join in. And Stephanie, I'd love for you to do like a little presentation at some point this month and just tell people about how you use the products and how they've worked in your life if you're interested. So
yeah, I'd love to. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Michelle. And what a blessing you're giving to people by doing that.
Don't you think that consistency is like really important, the first step?
Well, I can't say it's the first step. It's like the first, the middle, the end. It's everything.
It's like everything, right? I think probably the desire is the first step. Like you were saying, if you have drive and desire when you have a goal, but then once you have that drive and desire, it's setting up the new habit of who you were pre the goal and getting yourself warmed up to get into the goal. I find that people, when you make the goal too big, and I like what you said earlier about simplicity. When you make the goal too big in the beginning, it becomes overwhelming and people just give up. So I'm breaking up hitting a goal into 4 segments. And honestly, I'll see what happens with the first crew. We have about 30 people in the first group. And I'm going to see how they do. And then I'll know what the second goal is going to be. So 2 weeks into it, I'll pick what the focus is of the second challenge.
Great.
But the goal is that we hit Christmas not having the same dang New Year's resolution every year, which is what?
Lose weight, make more money.
Every flipping year, it's the same thing. And it's aggravating. I want to help at least 30 people not have that goal this year, to move on to a different one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Just will expand, make it bigger, be more specific, and
100%.
reach the goals that you actually put in place the year before.
And, I set the same goal for myself too. You know, I wanted to be shredded by the end of 2020, and I'm going to be. Dang
That's
it.
right.
Right?
And
So if people want to get a hold of you, they can just go to iCleanseForLife.com, right?
Yep, there's a questionnaire there. I have an Instagram handle that has a link tree in it, so you can connect with me there as well. Pretty much everything is under my name, Stephanie BeeBe. YouTube, LinkedIn. I don't do a whole lot in LinkedIn, but Instagram, Facebook, and then in Facebook, we have a private group that's open to the public called Game Changers Healthy Living.
Which I just trolled you and joined. I'm super.
I saw that.
Like, I want to see what she's doing. You know what I mean? That's what I love about our company. We are one team, and even though you and I are on very different teams, we're very supportive of each other as far as, because we really ultimately our joy is helping other people to achieve success with their health and fitness and with their finances. So there's really a win-win. There's plenty of people in the world, so we don't compete. We help each other. And this interview is a perfect example of that, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. And I'm on a social networking association board, and that's our goal for the entire industry is to become one and just work together, because when we work together, we become stronger.
Oh, 100%. We bring up the direct selling, culture across the board.
And if we didn't have that one team attitude, you and I never would have met.
And that would have been just a tragedy,
right?
I think. I just think it's one team, and I love meeting people like Alvy Shepard and Aaron Hairston, and people that have been professional athletes in the past that are with our company and are repurposing that drive and putting it towards something that can help to take care of their family and to help other people to be successful. So there's really no harm in helping each other.
There's no harm whatsoever. We only gain from helping each other and helping that other person to make a difference in their life. It may not financially benefit us, but what it does emotionally and inside to be able to help someone is absolutely incredible.
It's 100%. And really, I think about, money as a tool. I just hired an assistant this past month. Yay. And I hired a bookkeeper the month before. And I know that as I'm earning a living, then I can spread the wealth. I just sold my Softail seat from my 2000 Softail. And I said to the guy who bought it, who happened to be a Mexican gentleman, I said, I want to let you know that your $45 is going to leave my hand and it's going to go into the landscaper's hand because I'm having the backyard treated this week. So really, I look at money like I'm just a middleman.
Right.
I earn a living and then I repurpose that to help other people's families in a multitude of different ways. And when you look at money that way as your servant and also as a method of being of service and helping others, and that's what I love about our company is that we are constantly looking at how can we serve others and each other? And that just creates a culture of kindness and benevolence that whenever you have those things together, it creates prosperity.
Yeah, it truly does.
So Stephanie, thanks for coming on board.
Thank you for having me.
Trolling your group and finding out what's going on. I hope that, if you have some people that are having a hard time just setting up consistent workout schedule, please do invite them to the Relentless Reset Challenge. It's totally free because there's no food requirement. You don't have to use our products in order to be part of it. It's just really about creating consistency. So thanks for coming on. I'm going to go get Ron Bonstetter. We're going to talk about the brain. Tune in a little bit. We had such an interesting pre-conversation about what he's learned about the brain when he's been helping companies to select the right employees for the right jobs. He has a couple patents, as a matter of fact. It's very interesting. I think it's
absolutely fantastic, because once we're back and having people over, we all will be hiring more assistants and different people to help in different ways. So
100%. So thanks a lot, Stephanie. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you. I'm sure tomorrow or next day or someday. In groups in the behind the scenes. So thanks a lot, and have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, Michelle.
Take care.